sobering thought is this. In the last decade, Colin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 quarterbacks have been taken in a specific window in the NFL draft. That window is somewhere between the 20th and the 52nd overall picks in the draft. Why do I reference those picks? Well, Steelers fans probably know. Those are the picks the Steelers have. If they don't move at all, they've got the 20th pick in the first round and then the 20th pick in the second round, which is 52nd overall.
Right.
Of the 11 quarterbacks taken in that window over the last decade, do you know how many playoff victories there are amongst all 11 of them?
2.
1. Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
1. And Derek Carr is the only other quarterback amongst that bunch that has had any modicum of success. Teddy Bridgewater would probably be next on the list. He's been serviceable, right? Brandon Weeden in 2012, taken 22nd overall. Geno Smith, 39th in 2013.
So these are quarterbacks between 20th and 52nd.
Yep.
Okay. This is from 2012.
2012 up through
now.
Now.
So, yeah, okay.
So Brandon Weeden was taken 22nd by the Browns in 2012. We know how that went. Geno Smith, 39th in 2013. In 2014, we had Johnny Football, Manziel at 22, Bridgewater at 32. Like I said, a modicum of success. Derek Carr, 36th. That has worked out fairly well for the Raiders, but still no playoff victories. Nobody in 15. Paxton Lynch in 16, and Christian Hackenberg at 51 overall. Deshaun Kaiser the next year was taken 52nd. Lamar Jackson the year after that was taken 32nd. That's worked out for the Ravens to this point. Drew Lock, 42nd the year after that. 2020, Jordan Love went 26th. And just outside the window, Jalen Hurts went 53rd. Nobody in that window last year. You are not just rolling the dice taking a quarterback with either one of those picks or in the intervening window between those picks. You're taking a pretty stiff gamble. You're taking like a 200 to 1 shot kind of gamble.
It would set this organization back to take a quarterback. I've said that all along, and I feel even more firmly about this right now. And they're flying a quarterback in. They're flying another one in tomorrow. They've gone all around to these pro days, and especially to take one in the second round would be ridiculous. But if they take one in the first round, same thing. It would set this organization back. It hurts them. It doesn't keep them on an even keel. It's not like a neutral pick. If it doesn't work. If it doesn't work out, what happens is you take a pick that very well could have and should have been used on something else. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had a hard time marrying two thoughts. For me personally, one thought is the talent level that we see on display with a guy like Malik Willis, or just the NFL readiness we think we've seen in a guy like Kenny Pickett. And if either one of them were still around at 20, would it make sense for the Steelers? I think either one of them, especially Willis, in my personal opinion, would make a ton of sense for the Steelers at 20, but I don't think either one of them will be there. So
why would Malik Willis make sense for the Steelers?
Because I think he's got a ton of talent that they could help perhaps hone and develop over the next year before they'd ever ask him to start a game, and they've got a good placeholder.
Let me ask you then, and that's so intriguing to me when people say that. Would there be any other position on the football field where a guy is taken 20th and you would say, I don't think he should walk in and play right away?
I'd prefer that your first round pick can walk in and play right away, but I think we've seen plenty of instances over the years where guys didn't, where the Steelers took a first round pick and he had to sit and develop or sit and learn, and it's frustrating. It tests your patience as a fan, no doubt, but we've seen it over the years.
But we don't really see it all that much anymore in any position, other than quarterback for some, I guess. We saw it with, Devin Bush walked right in and he played. Terrell Edmonds walked right in and he played. Like I don't understand any rationale with taking a guy and saying, okay, we're going to take this guy and what's best. If we think so highly of him as a quarterback at 20, we think so highly of this guy, but he can't play for us this year. Like, that to me is the most insane line of thinking ever. I can't grasp it. I get it with what the Bears did. I get that. I understand it. And I think they erred in what they did. They should have played the kid right away. And they ended up playing.
I think Fields is better than Dalton, yeah.
Right. So
I think you can find picks throughout the years, again, here in Pittsburgh specifically, T.J. Watt, I don't think necessarily walked in and started playing 100% of the snaps right away. Remember, James Harrison got mad that he got his job taken from him halfway through the year.
But he played halfway through the year. Again, people are advocating a full-on red shirt.
I mean, if that's what it takes to get the guy ready, why else did you go out and get Trubisky but to hold the place for at least a year, right? So, again, to bring it back to my original point, I don't think Willis or Pickett are there at 20, right? And I don't think the Steelers are trading up. And to be even more honest, if they do anything between 20 and 52, and if they stick in those picks, that's where you get me to the point where, okay, if one of those two guys, the ones I mentioned, Willis or Pickett, are off the board, you don't need quarterback. You don't need quarterback at 20. You certainly don't need quarterback at 52. You don't need to move up from 52 to 33 or 27 or somewhere else for a quarterback, because look at the quarterbacks who have been taken in that window. And until I dove in and took that look at the names, that list of names of quarterbacks taken between 20 and 52 in the last decade is sobering. Whedon, Geno Smith, Manziel, Bridgewater, okay, Derek Carr, Paxton Lynch, Hackenberg, Kaiser, okay, Lamar Jackson, Locke, Love, and Hurts right on the outskirts of that.
Right, which is, so people can make the argument, and they do. Oh, my gosh, Tom Brady, 6th round, look where he was. Look at the photo from the combine where the guy's built like a pear and all that kind of stuff.
Exception, not the rule.
Yes, unless he's give me the quarterback that's taken in the top 15, or don't give me a quarterback. That's my thought, my general thought.
Scott's in the North Hills. He joins us on the Fan Morning Show. Morning, Scott.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Great.
Hey, I agree with you. Name me the last quarterback. This Malik Willis thing drives me crazy. Name me the last quarterback that somebody pulled out of a hat and suddenly developed them into a quarterback of any kind of note.
Especially the offensive staff that's currently in place with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No doubt about it. Give me one. I want somebody to give me one quarterback in the last forever that happened to.
You know, they're trying a resurrection campaign with Mitch Trubisky right now, but that's the other part. And the people that advocate this, and I'm not saying they're wrong, it's just opinion, but they act like on staff right now is some great quarterback whisperer too.
Right. No doubt. And the other thing is they have so many other holes that could make a difference. I could name you, Matthew Stafford just won the Super Bowl, right? Because everybody forget that. I mean, this guy was pretty highly rated, but he was not the next coming when he got drafted. You can get to the Super Bowl with a guy who's, above average if you've got the rest of the pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer, Scott, to have somebody that's more than above average and that you're not trying to game plan around. There are exceptions to your rule, too. I think, nobody knew what the hell Josh Allen was going to be. And I'm not comparing Malik Willis, for example, or Kenny Pickett to Josh Allen, but nobody had any idea what Josh Allen was going to be other than a big-armed dude out of Wyoming who nobody had ever really seen.
Yeah, but he was taken seventh.
He was taken seventh.
So did the guy from Baltimore. They had the physical metrics.
Right.
So if you're going to, you at least can say that. With this Malik Willis, this guy, can he see over the line?
Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up. I don't know if Willis is going to make it to them at 20 anyway. I think that's one of the most interesting parts. If he does make it, though, I think we can agree on this, Colin. We might not necessarily agree on whether they should take him at 20 or not, but I think if he gets there, if it somehow happens, I think they're going to jump on him. I think they're going to.
Yeah, and I think
whether we like it or not.
I think it'd be a grave mistake. I think it'd be an absolute ridiculous mistake to take any quarterback in this draft. Any quarterback. And look, I might be proven wrong. It could be 7 years from now, and Malik Willis could be a Pittsburgh Steeler and could be a 2-time MVP. And look, again, I say this all the time. People on sports talk radio don't do this enough. They don't admit when they're wrong. I'll absolutely gladly admit when I'm wrong. But I think it'd be a grave mistake and set the franchise back a ton if they drafted any quarterback at 20th or even in the second round.
I'm going to tweet out that list of quarterbacks just so people can see it. And really, like I said, it's a sobering thought. You can call, you can text us.
Stafford was 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't understand what that part of that guy's call. Stafford was
I missed him. I missed Scott even mentioning Stafford. Yeah, that's a different level.